All right, so picture this. You go into a store, Best Buy, Walmart, wherever electronics store you're wanting to buy a new TV from, and you look at the wall and there is just a wide variety of televisions. It can be overwhelming to decide which one is the best one. Well, in today's video, I'm going to explain why I think this TV right here is the best smart TV for 2020. Before we begin, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you can get notified for future videos. I'd love to have you back in the next one. Well, hey guys, Juan here. Thanks for stopping by my channel and checking out this video. So I bought this Samsung Q80 QLED TV, and I'm going to explain my thoughts on why I think this one is the best TV in this year, 2020, or if you're watching this a little bit later, why I think it's the best TV at this particular time. Now, when it comes to the best, it's always a matter of opinion. Everybody's got their own opinions, and I'm going to give you mine, and I think of why I think this one here is a great television. All right, so first we're going to talk about the cosmetics of this TV here. This is the Samsung Q80 here, and the differences between like a Q70, Q80 are minimal, but the Q80 here has a silver bezel up here, and take a look at how thin that bezel is. It is super thin, and I know a lot of your newer TVs are starting to get smaller on that. If you look at a Samsung television that was 5 years ago, it'll have a bigger bezel like that. So they keep making more of like a bigger TV with a smaller footprint around the edges. But this one here has that carbon silver bezel that goes all the way around. I think it looks really good, especially when like the TV is off and you're just it's in the room. It contrasts really nice with the black, having the silver on top and the sides. So that's one of the cosmetic differences with this particular TV right here. Another great feature with this one is it does have that Samsung rich blackness to it. So what that does is whenever you are in a room that is really well lit, it's got some lights or something like that, because of that black technology that's built into this panel here, it does reflect those lights really well. So that was probably the biggest selling point for me making this, my TV, but it's also, I think, the biggest selling point in making this the best TV in 2020 is because of right now, there's not a whole lot of TVs that can match that type of technology of reflecting natural light in a room. This one does that. This one does a fantastic job at that. So in this space that I have right now, I've got some windows that are behind the camera there. There's like 3 windows. I got a door here that's got a window in it, and then there's a couple windows here on the side. So I've got a lot of natural light in this space. Thus, if I were to buy a different type of television, you would see those reflections in the screen. This one here, you don't see them as well. Another great feature that maybe makes this one the best TV is the feet on it are flat and they're kind of 90-degree angle, but they make it so that you can do some really good cable management with it. On the back side, there is a door that slides right off of the feet, letting you take your cable, your HDMI cord or whatever you have back there, and run it alongside the feet, hiding it completely. So that's kind of a nice little feature. But since I do have a Samsung Smart or soundbar right here, it kind of hides the cables anyways, but that's a nice little feature in case you didn't have a soundbar or you did want to be a fanatic of hiding your cables and have that cleaner look. This TV offers that. Another feature that makes this one the best TV is how you're able to watch this TV at an angle. Okay, so maybe your room is a little bit more spacious and you have some seating that is off to the sides. Because it does have that technology built into this panel where you have that ultra viewing angle, you can see the picture without any trouble. It won't dim on you, it won't be like blurry or anything like that. And for example, I do have a chair for our guests that kind of sits off to the side. A lot of times we're just talking, but if we are watching TV, our guests could watch the TV off to the side like that. So if you do have a bigger room with an area like that, this TV might be very beneficial in that type of setting. Now, when it comes to a lot of your newer TVs, there is that argument of which is better. Is the QLED display better like this or the OLED display like on maybe an LG TV. And a lot of people can argue that, but to me, I think that the QLED is slightly better than the OLED because of that burning effect. And what that means is, say you have somebody who's watching TV and they fall asleep on the couch, and then they have like a static image that kind of stays up there, or they pause it and they leave it on there for hours on end. With the OLED display, it would burn that kind of image into the picture, thus possibly ruining your $1,000 TV. This one here has that technology built in that it won't do that. So a lot of times my son, he'll fall asleep on the couch at night, and this thing will go into like a black mode after there's nothing going on for a while, or there's been no activity, and then you'll see the Samsung logo kind of just bouncing around like that, kind of like a screensaver type of setting. But I don't ever have to worry about that burning effect into my screen like I would if I had the OLED display. So that's another notch of why it makes this one the best TV. Another thing that this TV has is it's built for the future. And what I mean by that is it does have all the smart capabilities that your TV is going to need for the next few years to come. This thing does have Bixby built into it. Now I turned Bixby off of it because I thought it was a little bit annoying, but it does have that technology built in where you can activate it through voice. It also has Google Assistant compatibility. So if you do have a Google device like that you want to turn it on and off with, you can do that. And the big one, Amazon Alexa. It's got that built into it and they work really well together. Now when it comes to the smart portion of this thing, on the menu at the bottom, this TV gets all the major apps that you want to watch. So it gets your Disney Pluses, your Netflix, your Hulus, Spectrum. And here's another thing, I'm not sure how many of you watchers have Spectrum TV, but Spectrum TV signed a deal with Samsung and Roku to where that's the only two platforms at the time of recording this video that you're able to get your Spectrum TV. So long gone are the days of having to get one of those Spectrum boxes or cable TV boxes that you would put right there. You can just download the app and watch your live TV on an app. So that's another reason why this makes this one of the best TVs. So I do have the Spectrum app. Another great thing about this is Samsung does have their own little app. It's called the Samsung TV Plus app right there, and then they put a lot of free content on there. So maybe if you wanted to cut a few corners, save a few dollars, you could use the Samsung TV Plus app that's built in there to still get some media, to get some TV shows and movies, and it doesn't cost anything. It comes with the TV. Another reason that this TV is the best, if you are a fan of having a sound bar and having those great audio levels, syncing a sound bar up with this TV is super easy. It's the easiest I've ever dealt with in any type of connectivities. It was a matter of pretty much just turning it on, and since it was Samsung talking to Samsung, the cable, they automatically recognized each other, and there was hardly any type of issues with connecting devices. You turned it on, plugged in play, and they were connected. So very super simple. I've never dealt with anything that easy before, so that makes it another reason why this TV is the best. So when it comes to the best TV in 2020, it's going to be a matter of opinion and probably budget. This one is a little bit more on the higher end, but it's an investment. I mean, how often are you buying a TV for your house? Every, 5, 7, 20, 10 years, I don't know, however long it is, but I plan on keeping this one for a while. So that's why it justified the cost of spending a little bit more. You can get a smaller TV. This one is a 65-inch TV. So it's all depending on your space. If you're not sitting too far away from it, then you want to get a smaller size. But if you're sitting far away, bigger is better. These are some of the tips of why I think that this one is the best TV in 2020. So I want to hear from you. Do you agree with me? Do you think there's a better TV out there? If so, comment down below. Let me know what you think is the best TV for 2020 and beyond. But yeah, if this video was helpful to you guys, make sure you throw a thumbs up on this. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I make tech videos all the time, and I'd love to have you back on the next one. So be safe, get out there, and be creative.